Hi folks, Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans, and today I got to give a super quick shout out to one of my subscribers, Anthony Garcia. Thank you so much for always sending me these news articles and tweets so I could keep making videos like this one. Thank you so much, Anthony. And without further ado, let's get right into it here. So we're here on Disney Animation Promos. Okay, and they say the Ghost and Molly McGee season 2 will actually premiere not this year but next year in 2023, and so far only 2 episodes have been finished, and we do get a source for this, and we're going to take a look at that in a second. But yeah, so the first season of Molly McGee, 22 episodes long. I've actually seen the whole season. I thought it was I have some things to say. So the Ghost of Molly McGee, do I like this show? I think it's a solid show. Now that I've seen a full season of it, it's a solid show, but I wanted more from it. I have to say, it's really refreshing to see every episode of Ghost and Molly McGee has a song, right? Just like Phineas and Ferb, they're doing the whole one song per episode gimmick. And this is pretty good. The songs have been mixed. Some of them are really, really good. Some of them are just very forgettable. And other times you get some pretty mediocre where it's a catchy little tune and then you kind of just go about your day and forget about it. The songs in Phineas and Ferb, in my opinion, were just leagues above what they have here. But again, they still have some bangers every now and again. But where do I, like, why do I not like this show necessarily? I think the show really lacks characters outside of Molly and Scratch. Like, the family is just very forgettable. Like, I don't care. They have like what do they call them? Like Nana Swan, or I don't know what the hell. They have like a grandma that appears in episodes. I don't care about that character. I don't care about any of the characters in the family other than Molly. Even her brother is just very forgettable. The only other character outside of Molly and Scratch that I thought was worth anything notable was the character of Andrea. I think it's Andrea, right? Andrea. She has like blue hair and she's kind of a prissy, kind of, rich, stuck up kind of character. Princess Morbucks from Powerpuff Girls, or Bonnie from Kim Possible. She's that kind of archetype where she's kind of like this bossy rich kid that thinks she's better than everyone else. Outside of these 3 characters, most of the other ones are just garbage. Maybe Libby every now and again has a good moment, but I don't care much for Libby. So yeah, this is something I think they're really struggling with here. Literally only 3 good characters. At least that Andrea is a villainous type of character, so she causes conflict. So it's not it doesn't get too boring from Scratch doing his little shenanigans every episode. So every now and again they do throw in an Andrea episode, but those 3 characters, like, can they really carry the show for this much longer? I don't know. But the real issue is the story, right? They decided to set this show up with a story. Now, there's different cartoons. There's some that do more of a serialized. This is more of a serialized type of show where every episode the plot continues off from like where we've seen before, right? So like certain things will happen. Like, okay, Molly becomes friends with Libby, and then we see from then on, their relationship continues. Libby eventually finds out that Scratch, she could see Scratch. They become friends. These things carry over episode to episode. Then you have other shows like SpongeBob SquarePants, where every episode is kind of just like a reboot in itself. I'm sure there's episodes of SpongeBob that reference other stuff that happened, but for the most part, SpongeBob, episode to episode, they don't care about like continuity or plot lines or anything. It's mostly just, here's a one and done episode to make you laugh, right? So this show decided we're gonna have an overarching plot, right? And like nothing happens with the plot. They were setting this thing up. I was like so excited. I'm like, okay, you know what? Not every day do we get to see a Disney show with like a half-baked plot. Like, I was really into Amphibia for a little while. The ending of Amphibia was a train wreck, in my opinion. Literally, she becomes God. And it is, I don't want to spoil, like, it's been a while. I think I could spoil it. But basically, it is revealed that the music box was made by this, like, celestial dog god. and who doesn't even want to do his job anymore. So he pawns it off on Anne and waits till she dies in the future so that he could pawn it off on her. It's man, what a stupid ending. Amphibia's ending, what the fuck even? That was a horribly written, like they shoehorned that god in the fuck out of nowhere. That was a train wreck. And Molly McGee's even worse because we don't even, like, there's like, what, 4 or 5 episodes that reference the plot. All they do, okay, so here's the plot, right? Scratch, like, I guess ghosts are supposed to cause fear. They're supposed to scare people. They're supposed to be, you know, a bit malicious and just cause people to be scared. Okay, and there's like this Grim Reaper type of character that has like a metronome or like some kind of device that shows how much fear is in the town of Brighton, right? So Scratch is responsible for that, and if he makes it so that the town isn't suffering, I guess he gets deleted from existence, like he just gets wiped out, right? And the problem is, like, they keep taunting us. They're like, oh yeah, Scratch did something that was heroic, and now the town of Brighton isn't suffering, so the thermometer gauge, or whatever the hell that thing is, it keeps ticking, like, you know, back and forth, like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, something bad's gonna happen when this thermometer goes too much to one side, and they just keep teasing it. Nothing really ever happens with the story. You know, there's a couple of close calls where, like, Scratch, you know, almost exposes that he's turned into a bit of a good ghost and he's living with Molly and stuff. We have seen that, but, like, no, the plot has been non-existent for the first season, and that is something that needs to change going forward, in my opinion. Otherwise, I think people are just going to, like, they're going to not cancel the show. They're going to stop watching the show. And speaking of watching the show, let's get into it here. The source for this is Automatic Gravy, who is the co-creator. We see this on Twitter here. When you click this link right here, right? It actually brings you here, and we see Eugene Byrne, who I believe is one of the voice actors on Molly McGee. I think he does like the principal or something. And he says, watch this show. 2 amazing creators. There you go. The guy that we just talked about, Automatic Gravy, and inevitably Bill. Great cast led by all these people here. Don't let this one be the shows that you lament. It deserves many seasons. And Bob Roth, this is the co-creator here. Whoops. He says, further clarification. We are currently making season 2. It's turning out great. Will there be more after that? It says, if lots and lots of people watch it when it debuts, yes. If not, no. By the way, this makes us like every other TV show ever. So essentially he's saying here, if people don't watch this when it comes out, it's going to get canceled, right? We don't want to see, like, I want to give it a shot again. Like, the problem is the first season was just so uneventful. Like, man, if they had really gone in on the story, it would have been a lot better. But maybe in season 2, this could be their last-ditch effort to really make a story here. You know, I speculated when this show first came out that the show was not always called The Ghost and Molly McGee. The show was originally called The Curse of Molly McGee. And I speculated that maybe Molly is actually going to die. We've seen characters die in this show. This is a very rare Disney show where characters actually die. We've seen birds die. We saw an old man at the bench. You know, he passed away and his ghost was flying up. And they literally grab his ghost and put it right back in his body. And he comes back to life. So we have seen multiple deaths in Molly McGee. And one of the things I've been wondering is, will Molly die by the end of the show? Or will, you know, it's not that she dies. Could she become a ghost, right? Could she become a ghost herself by the end of the show? I don't know. I don't know if they would have the balls to kill off the main character like that. She would still be a ghost, but she would, you know, killing her human form. That would be very interesting. But yeah, I really wish they really just went all out on the story. They really needed to go all in on that story. And if they don't do this for season 2, they probably will get canceled. Yeah. I don't know, like, what are the ratings for Molly? I'm assuming it's a high to produce show because they have so many songs, like every episode, you know, or like, what do they split the episodes in half, and then you have 2 different halves, which means you have to make 2 songs per episode. that gets expensive, right? So I don't know if Disney's going to keep this show around. Disney is notorious for canceling shows after like 3 or 4 seasons. And even DuckTales, they ended it. It wasn't canceled. But they ended DuckTales, even a show that big, after just 3 seasons. And it was a pretty costly show itself. So I don't know how much more the Ghost and Molly McGee actually has left in it. But I really hope, if, like, we know they're getting a season 2, I really need those creators here, Mr. Bob Roth and the other guy named Inevitably Bill. Really need the co-creator and the creator here to go all in on the story. Otherwise, this is just going to be a very forgettable show. Like, I got to be honest. Like, you need to do something here. Otherwise, people are going to forget about this show, and it'll just be a footnote in history when it could be a lot better of a show that people will remember. So that's my advice there. Just lean into that. I want to see more side characters that are more iconic. Right now, Scratch, Molly, Andrea, that's it. Even like, I don't care about any of the other characters. Libby, just a very forgettable character. Want to see some crazier stuff here. And that's going to be it for me. So I hope I brought you guys the news here. We're getting a season 2. It's coming next year. We got 2 episodes down. And when will it come? I'm assuming towards September, probably the middle of the year, if not September, when the school season starts. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Have you guys been enjoying the Ghost of Molly McGee? Are you kind of just sour that they introduced this big, like, overarching plot where there's going to be consequences for Scratch, and that we never see the consequences for Scratch? Okay, I want to see the consequences. I want to see something happen, tragic. Does their house get destroyed? Something needs to happen huge in this show. We need a massive shakeup here. Maybe they actually start killing off some of the. Maybe Libby dies. What if that happens? Libby just dies. That's it. Like, she dies. Like, they kill her. I want to see them do something wacky, just wacky, or worst case scenario. That would be amazing if Andrea got ghost powers and she just torments everyone. That would be cool. I need to see, like, anything that is cool. I do something cool with this show because it is so forgettable right now. Please. And with that, I'm going to end the video. Let me know all your thoughts. I had a lot to say here. I was trying to make it a shorter video, but sorry about that, guys. What do we got here? Mollywood Studios. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Please let me know what your thoughts on Molly McGee were. Are you even excited for season 2? Did you like season 1? Like, I thought it was mediocre. Let me know if you're excited for season 2. And please please share, please subscribe. And why not watch an ad for your boy Sandro? Peace out. Bye-bye. Have a great time. See you later.